Pokemon fans out there? Oh, you know what? I really don't think I heard that. I said, do we have any Pokemon fans out there? That's what I expected at Pokemon launch event. Well, we have an incredible afternoon planned for you. From now until 6 o'clock, we have all sorts of games and activities for you. We have some musical selections that are going to happen on stage I'll tell you about in a moment, and some activities inside the store as well. Here's what we're going to do. We have something called the Passport to the Unova Region Experience. Now, I see some of you have picked up your passports. Can I see who's got passports already? Fantastic. If you haven't gotten a passport and you've already walked this far towards the stage, you're going to head back to pick one up on the inside. Now, the passport takes you to 5 different Pokemon activity stations, and each one is going to earn you a stamp. When you've gotten 5 stamps, you're going to head back to the front where you picked up your passport, and you're going to be able to receive a t-shirt. Now, this is while supplies last, so I want to make sure that you guys get your stamps and go back and get your t-shirts. We do have a full day of activities, but I want to make sure you get a chance to see everything, and of course, come back on stage here to see us with some games, activities, some trivia, and some music. Now, the different things that you can do with the Pokemon Passport experience is the first thing we want you to do is go to the Meet New Pokemon. You might have passed a new Pokemon in the middle. Of course, we have Snivy, Tepig, and Oshawott right there in the middle for you to see. And we have the legendary Pokemon Reshiram and Zekrom right there for you guys to meet for the very, very first time. Now, we also have right next to that is the video game experience station where you can actually play the games, and you're going to be some of the very first people in the country to play these games right here today. Now, I see that was one of the first things. The doors opened, you came running to the games, of course, because that's what we are doing here today. We're launching Pokemon Black version and Pokemon White version. Now, after you've gotten your game, you're going to want to head over to this tent right here, which is the All About Victini station. Now, this is where you'll be able to get the Pokemon Mystical Pokemon Victini. Now, the Liberty Pass is what you're going to need for this. It's in order to obtain Victini, you need the mythical Pokemon Victini, you need that Liberty Pass. Now, the Liberty Pass is only going to be available till April 10th, just until April 10th. So you want to make sure you head over and get that today. Now, even if you don't purchase the game today, we'll still teach you how that you can get that at home. So please head on over there, and that's also another place to get a stamp. Now, when you go inside the Nintendo World store, you're going to want to go upstairs, and there's 2 other places upstairs that you can get your stamps. One is the Pokemon photo booth, where you can have pictures of your family, friends, and of course, Pikachu will be there for photo op. And also a Pokemon gallery. Now, this is really wonderful. We have all sorts of cool original concept art that you want to see upstairs and inside. Again, 5 Pokemon stamps for your passport. Head to the back and pick up your t-shirt. And one little note I also want to tell you about the Liberty Pass. It's the only thing that's being distributed here today. So if you happen to see anything else that you think is being distributed, it's really only the Liberty Pass, and nothing else really came from Nintendo, so we don't want to damage your games. Make sure you guys hang on to get that Liberty Pass. Now, coming up a little bit after this, when I'm done talking so you guys know what's going on, we're going to have a very, very special treat. The President of the United States of America is here today. Oh, how about a round of applause? They are unbelievable. If you're not familiar with them, they're a Grammy-nominated group that has 7 songs on the U.S. charts, and they are incredible. They wrote a song just for you, the Pokemon fans, and it's a really interesting way to learn all about the new Pokemon. It's got a super catchy refrain. You're going to love the chorus. You're going to be singing along in about 5 seconds, as I did when I heard it a little bit earlier. So we're really, really, really excited about that. Now, I'm also going to be giving away some really interesting and special prizes and some Pokemon trivia. So do we have any Pokemon experts here today? Oh, I bet I have more than that. Yes, thank you. I knew I'd see some experts. I'm so glad you raised your hand. A couple more Pokemon experts. I'm going to have some trivia. Oh, I see you back there. Perfect, too. A couple of times throughout the day, we're going to do some Pokemon trivia. So I need the Pokemon experts to be up here with me for that. I have some great prizes for you, and I really want to see you. All right, I see you too. Perfect, perfect. You guys are starting to feel, you're starting to come down and see the excitement that we're doing today, the Pokemon Black version and Pokemon White version launch. Now, let's talk a little bit about what it is we're actually doing here at the launch game. A little bit about these new games in the Nintendo DS family of systems. They offer Pokemon fans a completely new region, completely new Pokemon, and it's a really great way for new fans to get ahead on the series and have a look at the exciting things that we're doing in the world of Pokemon. Now, as I mentioned, there are over 150 new Pokemon. 150! That's a huge amount for a new series. Never before have there been this many. Zekrom, the Pokemon White version of the game. So I think that's kind of an interesting twist this time. Now also, these Pokemon games mark the first time in a Pokemon video that the seasons change in the game world. Now certain Pokemon are going to appear more frequently during different seasons, and players can only access some areas during a specific season. That's pretty cool, right? So we have new seasons. Now, and also for the first time in the game, there are two versions that have different areas. So in the Pokemon Black version, you might encounter Black City, while in the Pokemon White version, it's the White Forest. Wow, that is a lot of excitement. There are a lot of things that we're anxious to teach you guys about today. Now, here's one of the things that I'm curious about. We know we have our 3 starter Pokemon. I know some of you have seen them on the way in. Of course, all the new games start with 3 new starters. So I'm going to take a little poll here. By a show of hands and a nice shout out, here's what I would like to know. I'd like to find out who's going to choose which Pokemon to start with. So first of all, who is going to start with Grass-type Snivy? Show of hands. Oh, Snivy's getting some love. Now how about Fire-type Tepig? And what about Water-type Oshawott? Oh, I think that's kind of a tie a little bit between Tepig and Oshawott. I'll try that one more time. How about Snivy? And what about Tepig? And how about for Oshawott? Alright, well, whatever it's going to be, I know you're going to have a very exciting time exploring this new game. What I want you to do is make sure you get your passports, make sure you visit your 5 Pokemon activity stations, and then be back here in just a few minutes when I will introduce to you the President of the United States of America. We'll see you soon.